Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. We are going to talk about the barges, and at the back of the lesson is the art project. So if you want to get that out, and we can work on it while we are talking more about the barges that the brethren of Jared and his families. And some of the things you'll need is maybe glue stick or tape,
I'm prepared
scissors.
too. I'm getting prepared.
Markers. What are you
I'm
prepared
almost
for?
prepared.
What are you
there,
prepared?
I'm almost prepared. I'm bundled up. I got my hat and my stuff, and I'm gonna bring my remote control because we're going on the boat, aren't we?
You will not need a remote control. They don't have TVs on the barges.
Well, they might. And
No.
what would I do without my remote control?
They did have these really special stones that the Lord touched and made them shine.
Oh yeah.
So they did have those, but I don't think you'll need the other stuff.
Oh.
Do you want to tell us while we're working on our art project? Do you want to tell us more about?
Oh, it was the brother of Jared and Jared. They built a barge, and
They built 8 of them.
They built 8 of them because the Lord, the prophet, told them that they needed to be prepared, and they were going to have to cross the great ocean.
Yeah.
And boy, they built these boats, and they built them really tight. Boy, they were
really tight.
they called it tight like a dish, and I didn't understand that at first. But if you take a dish and you pour some water in it, it doesn't leak, does it? Well, that's what these boats were like. They were so tight that they wouldn't let any water in, and they had a little hatch at the top that they plugged up so that they could breathe through that. But you know, they couldn't see. And that's why the brother of Jared took the stones, and he asked the Lord to touch them, and they had light in the boat.
So
but they had to go on a great journey.
Yeah, so while you've been talking, I cut out the barge.
Oh yeah, you're making the barge out just like in our book.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought I was going to have to be prepared to go, but I guess I'll...
You still have to be prepared to go.
Well, you know, in those barges, that be pretty rough.
Oh,
They were tossed and turned and bumped up and down, and the Lord blew the barges and herded all 8 barges all the way to the promised land. But in order to do that, he had to have a fierce wind, and the wind took them underneath the water.
Yeah.
And they bobbed back up, and that was quite a journey.
What did they do when they were under the water?
Well, it was pretty frightening. What would you do if you were really frightened? That's right. You would pray.
They
Good for
prayed,
you.
and then they also did something else that we can also do.
Oh, they sang some songs. Do you want to sing a song?
Yeah, I want to sing a song.
Let's sing Follow the Prophet.
All righty. You ready?
Are you ready?
Here we
Here
go.
we go.
Adam was a prophet, first one that we know. In a place called Eden, he helped things to grow. Adam served the Lord by following his ways. We are his descendants in the latter days. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet, he knows the way.
Well, I didn't do very good on that. I hope you did better than I did. But they sang, and they sang more songs, and they prayed, and finally they made it to the promised land.
Yeah, they followed the prophet. Hey,
And you know what? Our prophet spoke to us the other day.
He did. What did he say?
Oh, he said a lot of things, but one of the biggest things he said was, we need to be grateful for all of the many blessings that we receive.
Yeah, we can be grateful by telling other people that we're grateful for, and also by saying prayers to Heavenly Father to let Him know how grateful we are.
And it's good to try to share that with your family, and you can practice on them, so when you meet your friends, you can tell your friends how grateful you are for all kinds of things that we have. We're especially grateful for our family and for our parents. Our parents are just absolutely wonderful to us. They feed us, and take care of us, and they care for us very much.
So while we've been talking, and
That's right, you've been building a boat.
I have been building a barge.
A barge, that's right.
So I cut it down to this, and I colored it. And here it is colored, and I've glued it on the edges, and I'm going to hook down one of the
Oh,
edges
you
there.
colored it too.
And hook down one of the edges over here. And there's
Look
my
at
barge.
that. There's a barge.
I think mine would sink.
Holy mackerel. It might not. You never know.
I think it would sink. I think there's some
I think
major
the thought is what counts. there.
structural issues with this. Anyway, we hope that you enjoy coloring and putting the barge together, and think about the things that they had in their barge, and the prayers that they sang, and the songs that they sang, and the prayers that they gave, and what you can be grateful for.
And you know, it's just like life. For Jared and his brother, they were tossed and turned by the sea. And sometimes we're tossed and turned by what happens in our lives. And we can recover if we rely on the Lord and listen to the prophet.
Yes.
That's one of the biggest things that we can do.
We love you.
We love you, and we're grateful for all that you do.
Bye.
Bye.